The EDUCAS WJEC specification asks us to consider the biblical evidence that Fletcher used for situation ethics and its character as a relativist, consequentialist and teleological theory. This film will focus on these features, with later films going into the detail of Fletcher's 10 principles or propositions. Fletcher was an American Episcopalian minister. This means that he was a Protestant rather than a Catholic, and that he had at the time strongly held Christian beliefs. Therefore, he looked to Scripture for authority about how people should behave rather than church tradition or the magisterium. The New Testament contains a significant portion of ethical teaching from Jesus and St. Paul that he saw as supporting the new morality. Luke 10:25-37 is the first teaching mentioned on the specification that you need to know. It is otherwise known as the parable of the Good Samaritan. This story is important to Fletcher because the priest and the Levite did nothing that directly contradicted religious law. The lawyer who questions Jesus is asking to whom he is obligated to show love, and gives the indication that he intends to go no further than he is obliged by law. Fletcher found this kind of legalism to be self-serving. Whilst the law can be constructive and illuminating, when people hide behind the letter of the law, they are not obligated to act for the benefit of others, only for themselves and their own salvation after death. He called this cheap legalism and considered it an effort to escape the higher demands of the Spirit. The priest and the Levite were considered to be law-abiding moral authorities. They were not prepared to take any risks, and they did not want to receive condemnation by touching something unclean or getting harmed themselves, so they obeyed the letter of the law and abandoned the victim who would be expected to die. This approach is the safest because the legalist will make moral decisions according to the law and will therefore protect themselves from condemnation. However, the situationist, like the Samaritan, is prepared to take risks. The situationist risks making the wrong moral judgment every single time they act, but when they deliberate in love, they work to protect not themselves but other people. Jesus commands the lawyer to go and behave in the same way as the Samaritan. Like Jesus, Fletcher believes that the situationist must be prepared to get dirty and take risks to care for others. The limits of agape love have nothing to do with geography or religion, but are simply confined to those who need help.